What is up, boys? It's your boys, Dr. Fourth Place and the backup band coming at you live on a recorded message.
This is noise.
I'm kind of happy with Dr. Fourth Place and the backup band. My camera cannot decide where it wants to zoom in. Alrighty,
I'm sure
guys.
that's totally good for
It's
recording.
it's John and Patrick from Obscure Reference. We're back because One Piece is back. 1158 just dropped. Title is Rocks vs. Herald. And we're starting off with Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 40. Here lies the heroic pirate of justice. Who?
We keep teasing this up. I feel like the last three issues of this cover story.
Have like
Oh, sorry. Look at the name of the translation. And that's something.
isn't that something?
Look at that.
Isn't that something? So the name is Kozuki Moria. Kozuki, sure.
Yeah,
Moria, that's got to be a coincidence, right? Because it's not like Gecko Odin. That's effectively the first name. It can't be Gecko Moria, but he's got a direct tie to Wano.
yeah, and he's had conflicts with Kaido. The connection's too much
That's
there for me
that's
to
a
ignore.
lot. Was Moria originally like the last of the Kozuki, and he got kicked out of Wano and became a pirate? And then allied with the world government because they stand in opposition to Kaido?
Maybe,
That
maybe.
feels like too much, but I don't know. There's something there. There is. Look at that. What would you look at that?
Wowee. Isn't
Alrighty,
that
let's jump into the chapter, boyos. I'm on the
I'm gonna be
wrong
chewing on
screen.
that. I'm
There's
gonna chew on
I
that
have no
chapter.
idea. Like I want to chew on that, but I don't know how to chew that.
We we'll read. We'll read. We'll come back to
We'll
it.
read. We will
Put a pin in
read.
that. Yes.
Read.
All right. A certain stretch of sea, Oro Jackson, Roger's ship. Is there an egg on there? Can you see if there's an egg on there
Oh,
for me?
there was an egg last chapter, so yeah,
Oh, there was.
yeah.
Oh, I missed it. Oopies. Hey, Captain. Captain Roger. They're saying Shaki opened her own bar on Pirate Island. And it's all the rage, too. You just see him like harumphing. Roger's just harumphing with the straw hat on the side of the ship. We were so bummed out when she abdicated her emperor's throne, but now that we know where to find her, let's go check it out. Hey, remember that Pirate Island is under Rock's control. You just see like Roger's crew's just like, yeah, talking this over. Scoppers put his arm around Rayleigh's shoulder. You know, Rayleigh, I couldn't help but notice that Roger's mood soured right after you two had that conversation in the captain's cabin. And Rayleigh just looks so over this. What did you talk about? It was nothing.
That Zoro right there. That's the most Zoro you
Straight
could
up.
do.
Straight up. You see Rayleigh and Roger in the captain's cabin, uh, and Rayleigh's saying, I wasn't going to tell anyone about this, but I'll make a special exception for you, Roger. So this was when we fought the Kuja before she abdicated. I remember noticing that Shakiyaku seemed to be ailing from some kind of illness. When I heard the news that she was giving up her position, I worried for her health. And it turns out that ever since then, you've been sitting on this note she passed to you. I know, it was too awkward to bring it up. It's clearly a love letter. How else should it be interpreted? And yeah, we just see the note that Roger's holding. It says, Come and get me from Shakiyaku. And
Oh, is it a
Roger's like,
beaver card?
Oh, probably. I could see it. I could see it. But yeah, Roger's yelling at Rayleigh, and you say you're not tempted by this at all. And he's like, I wouldn't say there's no temptation. I just don't want to be tied down. And Roger's like, well, I do. I love how down bad Roger is.
What I really love about it is he ends up with Porcus D Rouge. Like
Yeah,
just
someone completely
falls for
different.
someone else entirely. You think he called her Shocky?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe there's one night where he accidentally let that out. All right. And you see him going like, "All right, listen up, folks. I'm not admitting defeat yet." And everyone's like, "Ooh, look out! Roger's feeling feisty again." And Rayleigh's like laughing it up. Pillaging is a pirate's true calling. If you want something, you take it. Ain't that right, boys? And they're all immediately like, "Oh, you're talking about Shaki?" He's like, "That's right. Why would she be at Rock's Island of all places? Everyone should have an equal shot. Let's go and take her. I'm hungry, Marks. Feed me." And Marks is like, "Grub's already on. Eat all you want." He's like, "Yeah." So Roger's just living it up right now. And
I'm
we're
glad we
going
got the name of his cook. I'm
yeah,
hungry. Feed me.
very Luffy coded.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Slightly earlier in time, Sacred Mary Joa, 40 years ago. You're getting ahead of yourself, Garling. The previous tourney just ended. I know, but I was working on a separate matter, and I happened to moor my ship at this particular island. It's an unaffiliated nation with its own unique culture. I recommend that they join the world government. But I could not secure an agreement. The island is rich in resources and would be a great benefit to us. On top of that, I found something preposterous there. Hmm? A discovery I'd never expected to make. The Great One will be quite pleased with it, I'm sure. Therefore, I strongly recommend God Valley for our next competition in 2 years' time. Bum,
So,
bum, bum.
even as a God's Knight, he knows about emo. Who all knows about emo? Is it every celestial dragon?
I
I thought it
don't
was
know.
just the elders.
No, because
I mean, obviously the
when
God's Knights. Actually, in hindsight, duh, of
yeah,
course they have the bond and whatnot. But
right.
I don't know. It seems weird that way back when he knew about emu.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. I don't think we've gotten any indication about the celestial dragons knowing about him, but maybe I'm missing something, forgetting something
Well,
here or
let
there.
us
But
move on, boyo.
all right, Shaki's Ripoff Bar, Pirate Island, and you just see a line going out the door just for miles. Hey, the line starts back there. It costs that much? I can't pay that.
It's a
Step
ripoff
around
bar.
back. Exactly. Step around back and you'll do 2 years free labor. What? Now, correct me, is that how long Luffy had to work at the Bratier before Krieg showed up? Am I
I don't
tripping?
think so. I think it
Okay.
started as 1 year and he offered him like 2 months or 2 weeks. I
Mm,
don't think there's any relation.
okay. I just think it would be a fun little callback, but yeah, obviously not any strong connection. Um, yeah, I came all the way from the North Blue. I hear you've got great whiskey here. Everyone says your stew is the best, Shocky. And yeah, you just see Shocky's just like laughing it up, and he's like, "Oh, that's so sweet of them. How precious." And she's like, "But I don't cook for the likes of you." She's taking a pull from a cigarette and it's like, "What?" And everyone's just like into her even more because of that. It's just like I always imagined. This is the best. And you see a cook in the back. I've got an order of my special simmered beans for you, Shocky. Oh, and we're all out of whiskey. She's like, cheap rum will do.
Hmm.
She gives this cheap rum to this pirate, saying, "Here's your high end whiskey." And he's like, "I've never been so thankful for abysmal service."
I was gonna say, like, he's talking about the best whiskey and how good the stew is, and I was like, how much you want to bet it's actually crap food and shit liquor, but it's shocky.
Yeah. You see her turn over to Rox, and she's like, "What's the matter, Rox? You seem so fulfilled. If I didn't know any better, I might think you've lost interest in me." He's like, "Huh? Ma? Oh, no, that's Charlotte Linlin." She's like, "Ma, ma, 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 ma. See, a woman's intuition can be scary." Rox is like, "Hey, pipe down. It's supposed to be a secret from everyone. What are you talking about? You're so dense." And it's not, and you see Stussy over there. He's like, "It's not just a woman. That's the face of a new father."
Is
Dun dun dun.
Shocky Blackbeard's dad?
Dun dun dun. I'm wondering.
Read
Yeah, I don't
on.
know. I'm reading on. We see Roger pulling up. He's like, "Hey, Shocky," and you see Scoffers in the back. "Oh, Shocky, it's me, your lover boy." And everyone's like, "Ah, it's the Roger Pirates. Quick, get a picture." And Shaki's like, oh, Rock. But before she can even finish that, Rox is butting heads with him. Roger, how many times do I have to tell you? This is my island. And Roger's like, and it's Shaki's place. No fighting between customers, remember? So quit yapping, porcupine.
Ah, got him.
Got him. And Rox is like, what about the huge line outside? Did you wait the whole time? How'd you get in here? And Roger's like, line? What line? Come on, boys, let's get a round of drinks.
Just beat
Yeah.
up everyone.
And Whitebeard's getting up. Ugh, I can't stand the noise those people make. Closing out Newgate? And he's like, put it on Rox's tab.
Ooh.
And Shaki's coming to Roger. Oh, Roger, where's Ray? And Roger's just smitten. He's like, oh, I told him to come with us, but he's resting on the ship. Said he wasn't feeling good. And you see Gloriosa jumping in from off panel. Eek, Roger, darling, how I've missed you. You finally come to take me away in your ship. And Roger's like, Gloriosa, I keep telling you, no. I don't need a woman who throws hearts all over the place causing chaos. But Shaki would be an exception, of course. Gloriosa's like, what kind of logic is that? And Shaki's like, I'll pass too. Clearly put out that Rayleigh didn't show up. F.
Aw,
Uh,
that's so cute. I love her
Roger,
little pouty face.
it's
It's the
adorable.
stupid duck lips every time.
Yeah. And Roger's clearly picking up on this, but he's going to move on. Hey, is Newgate around? I want to have a drink with him. And Big Mom's like, he just left. Mama. And Roger's like, stupid Rayleigh, why didn't he come? So yeah, he's dumb, but he's emotionally intelligent, kind of like Luffy. And you see on the Oro Jackson, they're singing Binks's Sake. Oh, okay, that's Shaki passing out. And they're like, Shaki passed out. Miss Shaki, let us tend to you. And you see Gloriosa screaming, get your grubby man paws off of her. By Shakuyaku's own decree, any who visited her bar were forbidden from fighting on the island. So even when rival pirates crossed paths there, no warfare resulted. But at sea, it was a different story. Ooh. Underworld Elbaf. We see Loki holding on to it with the animals.
Oh, you
Or
froze
is he
up
fighting
on
with
there. You
Hatsune?
you go back a little bit. We see Loki.
Okay. Yeah, he's grabbing a tree. We see like a flash of like Conqueror's hockey. Oh wait, I see what's happening. Okay. So we see a clash of hockey. We see Loki holding onto a tree, but then he's forced back by the hockey. You see the animals are reacting. We even see Hajrudin holding onto a rock and just watching whatever's going down go down. It looks like Harold and Rox are fighting. You see a big clash as they push both of each other back. Um, and yeah, they're squaring down. And Rox is like, how can you let the government get inside your head like that, Harold? And Harold's just saying, believe me, I wavered on this. Is this so important to you that you'd kill our own friend to make it happen? You're just falling into line. They're using you and you don't even realize it. Don't you see? This is their answer. They only see your kind as a military force to be harnessed. They'll turn you into slaves and call you soldiers. Where has your warrior's pride gone? What does your own free will say? And Harold's pushing back. Don't act like you understand any of that. Our history of violence from when we called ourselves warriors is nothing but a shackle that weighs Elbaf down, now that we seek the way of peace. Seeing, yeah, cuts to Harold visiting other islands. I think you're a good man, Harold. But we've been raided by giants in the past. Fear is not so easily wiped clean from the nation's mind. I'm sorry. Listen, Brox. No matter how foolish and impetuous the celestial dragons may be, they have the power to usher Elbaf into the circle of the new world. Or of just the world, not the new world. No longer will we be on the outside. And Rox is, holding his face, saying, stop it! You soft coward! And he, forces him back with a massive attack.
Yeah, big forces him back.
Mm-hmm. And Rox is just screaming, the talks are off! I'm never inviting you again. And Harold screams back at him, I am the king! I can't risk my people's lives on the losing battle of a villain like you. The text box is saying they could not see eye to eye. The odd little friendship between them came to an end, and for the time being, they met no longer. You just see more hockey flashing, and you see both Harold and Rox are both just kind of like their heads are down. They're just kind of like upset about the whole thing. Until the day of that fateful incident, we see Loki on the edge of Elbaf, right by it's not Estrid, Ida's bar. I got it. Um, and he's holding out a newspaper. More news about Rox. And you see Ida in the back saying, "Rox isn't coming, Loki." And Loki screams back at her, "Shut up, you old hag." And she just kind of shakes off, saying, "Want me to pour you some juice?" And Loki's like, "Yeah." And then we cut over to the West Blue 39 years ago, God Valley. So we're just a year out from that incident. And we see a bunch of laughter. "Aw, it's twin boys. They're so adorable. And they've got your red hair." "Yes, they do. We can only hope they turn out as wise as you two." "Oh, as you too. Without their father around, we'll have to help with that." "Thank you, sir. And what are their names?" "Shanks and Shamrock." Dun dun dun. So interesting to note there, they weren't born in the Holy Land. Part of me thought they were. This makes more sense.
Interesting to note, their mom is not a celestial dragon. They're mudbloods.
Yeah, I also was thinking that.
But
Not
who
the
is
blood
this
blood part.
mom who's like, oh, without their dad around, it's gonna be a little hard? She seems hopefully optimistic he'll return. Is Figurlin Garling a decent dad? I'm very confused by the implications of this.
Well, I'm looking at these last two panels for the last one here.
Hmm.
Um,
Let's get in there,
it's
yeah.
yeah, and I'm going off of all these people that know this person saying we can only hope they turn as wise as you too. So, and then they say without their father around, we'll have to help with that. So it seems to me that it's clear that um, I don't know. We can. They don't expect him to show up. Not necessarily. They're not saying that, but to me, that comes across as they're not expecting Garling to come back.
Now, so this has to be what Garling was talking about earlier. He's like, there's some pretty interesting resources there. The resources is more celestial dragons, his children, right? That's why we do God Valley.
I want to go back and see what he said specifically. I don't think that is necessarily what he's talking about.
I recommended
Uh,
they join the world government with its own unique culture, but I could not secure an agreement. The island is rich in resources and would be a great benefit to us. On top of something, I found something preposterous there. That has to be the reason he planted children. Like
yeah, I don't think
he's a
Shanks.
god, he's a saint. He's above these lowly mortals.
Hmm,
But found something unique enough that they warranted joining. It'd be a great benefit. They have resources and something preposterous, and then he just like leaves a couple of children. What is going on?
yeah, I mean, this sheds a new light on Garling for sure. Because I'm curious. Because yeah, I don't think the children are something preposterous. I think the rich and resources could be. I don't know.
It's got to be the
Maybe.
woman is the preposterous thing.
I no. I think it's got something to do with the Void Century potentially. Because he says preposterous, and that comes across as like negative, something that should not exist.
Yeah,
We
but if
should
you're
get rid of
gonna
it.
let's say he discovers a poneglyph there written in plain English, like says the Void Century and all that shit. Why leave children? Why get a mortal woman pregnant? Like
Yeah.
what's preposterous enough to be like, yeah, let's lock up this relationship. I don't know. I don't think we got Void Century stuff, but I that being said, I have no idea what else it could be. It's got to be something preposterous.
Now, okay, and do we know why God Valley? Okay, so knowing what we know about God Valley, all right. They had the tournament. Rox and Roger showed up, and Garb, and the island doesn't exist. We don't necessarily know why the government or the island doesn't exist or isn't on any map, but I think we can kind of infer that, like, I don't know. We don't know specific. It's not been explicitly stated. What I'm getting at. Is it? It's probably because of the world government, right?
I don't know, but I'm reading more. I was working on a separate matter, and I happened to moor my ship at this particular island. What if, like, there's that whole theory about Moria's ship being God Valley, since it's a
Mhm.
whole island. What if it was always a mobile island? What
Could be
if
interesting.
what if the preposterous thing is you can move this entire island as a massive warship? That would give them a unique culture, that they're not sitting still, that they were the whole time, bouncing around and can collect little bits of culture from everyone.
Maybe.
Rich in resources. If you have good access to trading, that'd make sense. And then I found something preposterous.
Okay. All right. All right. Wait.
Ancient giant? Like, could we have Ors living on this island? Not Ors. He died 500 years ago. There's something. I mean, obviously there's something there, but like, what is going on?
Yeah. Okay. So the tournament itself, like, it's just an excuse for them to hunt down the civilians on the island, right?
More or less, yeah, as our current understanding is.
So, like, effectively, it's a form of genocide to keep the celestial dragons appeased. So I don't know. I think the preposterous could be something that the world government slash emu slash the elders are trying to hide.
No, disagree. You're getting ahead of yourself, Garling. The tourney just ended. He's like, no, no, no. We'll go back in 2 years. If
Oh,
it
I
was
guess you're
something they
right.
wanted to squash out, if
That's a
it
good
was
point.
Void Century, they would have wiped it. They are
Yeah.
waiting their appropriate time to come back. Why?
It's like, well, they don't have access to the mother flame,
Do we know that?
Lucia. Uh,
You're freezing
Well,
up
yeah,
on me.
Vegapunk invented it, didn't he?
Well, yeah, but like, what if God Valley's been around since the Void Century? What if they just have the original Mother Flame? Do
Didn't
they
Vegapunk
have
invent that?
Uranus? No, the Mother Flame is based off the power source that the ancient kingdom had.
Well, it's based on the power source, but Vegapunk was the one that was putting it all together.
Yeah, fine, Mother Flame adjacent.
Okay, okay.
Like, is there an ancient weapon there? Is that preposterous? But he's not in a rush because he knows they can't wake it up.
Hmm. I mean,
But
you definitely bring up a good point where it's like, well, this isn't something urgent. We can wait 2 years till the next tournament.
but it's not just wait 2 years. It's he had what seems to be a positive relation with this woman enough
Hmm.
where it, like, they don't sound like they expect he's coming back, but they don't sound like he was trash and he ran out. Like, he
Yeah.
didn't rape her. Sorry, YouTube. Uh, like, it seems to be consensual. So what kind of relation did he have with these people? Is there
Hmm.
a chance for Garling to have like a character arc and be good? That doesn't sound plausible.
No, I don't think he'll be good. I just think there's some other turn to this that we're not seeing. I think his intention was always to raise Shanks and Shamrock as holy knights, but then the God Valley incident kind of threw things
But if
for
that's
a
the
loop.
case, why did you leave them there for 2 years? Why didn't you go and get them or bring back your slave wife?
Yeah, that's just it. I have no idea.
Yeah, like, I'll admit, everything I've said, I don't feel strongly about.
Hmm.
But man, there are just so many questions.
Yeah. What I do like about this is it kind of sets up for stuff for Shanks and Shamrock further down the line. Like we see God Valley, like we've always seen the design of that island where it's like those two like peaks right next to each other with that divide in the middle.
You know,
I could see it being some sort of allusion to Shanks and Shamrock's relationship potentially. If they want to go that route, they could.
well, not just that. I mean, it's Roger and Zebek. It's good and
Hmm.
evil is what it boils down to. And you're right to draw like Shanks and Shamrock there. But yeah, I've
Yeah.
never noticed before how it's this split down the middle. And again, when we get pretty much the rework of God Valley with Blackbeard v Ace, like it's on another thing in this valley type situation. So it's just,
Hmm.
in hindsight, very obvious divide of good and evil.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're definitely, yeah, definitely a clash of good and evil. And that's where
Now,
Rock's story ends, and this is where Shank's story. There's something here potentially. I don't know. Too soon to tell.
that you've got to give up for the art of show don't tell. Like that's pretty. In hindsight, fits perfectly. We've never drawn attention to it, and I appreciate that.
Hmm.
Also, a quick shout out to Loki. Do you want me to get you some juice? Yeah.
Yeah. Loki's a sweet baby boy. We need to take care of him.
Like he's just that little act of, oh, he has some kind of soft spot for her.
Yeah. I think he does truly. I just don't think
He's
he knows
hurt.
how to show it. Yeah.
He's hurt and he doesn't know how to show it, but he does like that she's nice to him,
Hmm.
even if he
He's
could
only
never
used
be nice
to,
back.
yeah, he's only used to people calling him a cursed demon baby. So, like, yeah, he has a hard time showing affection.
Now,
It's sad.
one more. And for the time being, they met no longer until the day of the fateful incident. Does that mean
Yeah.
Harold was at God Valley? Because
That's what that's implying, right?
that's what
Like,
that's implying 100%. Unless there's another fateful incident. But like, what the actual hell? I mean, Harold's at God Valley. I don't see there's any way we have every other single major powerhouse in the story there and then not Harold. I'd be heckin'
yeah,
surprised if Emu doesn't show up at God Valley. We got the Celestial Dragons there, or even the Gorosei, at least
Holy
Saturn.
Knights.
We got
Saturn's
the
there for
Holy
sure.
Knights.
Garling,
Oh
yeah,
my god,
Garling participates,
I
which
don't.
is so actually kind of twisted when you think about it. And he's got a wife and kid there, two kids.
Oh, do you think we actually get to see him kill his wife or the mother of his children at least?
I wonder. Oh, you know what? You know what? This kind of adds more credit to Gunko being abducted from where she's from, in a weird sort of sense. Because like these are kids that are human, and then Shamrock's like, well, actually, or Garling's like, actually, I'll just take them and bring them with me. You know, kind of
Well,
like
they're half
Gunko is implied
celestial.
to. Yeah, yeah, but they're still being raised on Earth, with the normies.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
But then
I don't
Shamrock
either.
we refer to as a saint, so we know he's recognized as a celestial dragon, and he's brought to the Holy Land eventually. Why?
Now
It
we haven't.
obviously not Shanks because he gets
Mhm,
abducted.
right.
But then Gunko,
We don't
yes,
call her
the
Saint Gunko, do we?
I think we
Was she
did get
introduced as
confirmed
Saint?
she's. I don't know.
I had to look
I
that up. I
remember
don't
a
remember.
lot of stuff where she wasn't originally introduced as a saint, and people were
Hmm.
like, "Oh, what does that imply?" And then I think she was called a saint. I don't. I might be making that part up. I forget. Um, but let's just if she wasn't and she's abducted, why does she get to be a god's knight? And if she was another one of these situations, why do we keep having them, leaving them places, and then going back to abduct them?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's a thing of, well, it ultimately doesn't, like these holy knights, their blood doesn't actually matter, and the celestial dragons are just full of shit. It could be an angle like that, maybe.
But even if it is, that's not the part I'm hung up on because they're gonna
Uh-huh.
make York celestial dragon. So yeah, you just kind of have to be a member of the
Yeah,
club.
yeah, yeah.
Why are we having them having seemingly positive relation and then coming back for them later?
Hmm.
That's the part that really confuses me, is the timeline.
I wonder, I don't know. I feel like there's more to this that we don't have. I wonder if it's a thing of, well, here's this woman who's, a normal person. Maybe she should raise these children normally for like a year or two and then we kidnap. I don't know.
This is what's the
We're missing
logic
some
behind that?
information.
I mean, we absolutely are. We do not have all the pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah.
I need,
It's,
god damn.
well,
So
it's some, I think,
it's
yeah.
not my favorite chapter in terms of like, oh my god, this and oh my god, that and wow, look at that. But at the same time, every one of these panels is just all I want is another panel.
Hmm.
I need you. We set up so many questions. I need answers.
Hmm. No, and I love every interaction we got in this chapter. I think, for this being Loki slash Harold slash Elbap's flashback, we got maybe a little bit too little of them, but I mean, this is on. It feels like an Odin flashback where it almost became a Roger flashback at the same time. That's
Oh
fine.
yeah, I mean, this is the fucking Loki flashback that became the Herald flashback that became the Rocks flashback. That's
Also got
coinciding
Roger.
with the Roger flashback, and
Yeah.
now we're going to God Valley.
Hmm.
Is
Yeah.
I think people could have predicted Rocks being on in the flashback, and if Rocks is there, Roger's there, sure. I think the Kuja showing up at all is the most left field decision.
Super left field.
I mean, obviously it's been planted this whole time with all the hidden connections and the this and the that's, and the modern day Kuja actually being pretty relevant in hindsight. But
hmm
who could have guessed they'd be relevant to God Valley,
Yeah, and not even like relevant, like extremely
like
relevant is how the
central
text
to
box
God
put it.
Valley.
Yeah. And like we keep getting like new information too about God Valley. Like Harold was there too. It's like Roger, allegedly, probably. We don't know. Is he there's like an emissary from Elbaf? Is he talking to the people of God Valley when that incident happens to take place? I think that's a bit too much of a coincidence, but I don't know. I don't know why else he'd be there.
So I hate to cut things short, but you really keep freezing up on me. So I think we best
Mm.
call it there for this chapter.
Okay.
But boys, you better believe we're coming back next week. 7 days to the next chapter, and hopefully we're gonna start getting some payoffs to all this jazz. So if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and we'll see you next time.